Hail, hail, and welcome to the HomeBhoys led podcast. It is Friday the 20th of September. I'm, of course, Joe McKenna. I am back in the hot seat. It is Friday night. We are a wee bit late because we're having some technical issues. We're still having them, but we couldn't put up with any more nonsense in the YouTube comments, so we felt time to come on and vindicate ourselves. I hope you enjoyed the wee graphic. What do you call those things, Scott, you put together? What are they called?
An intro.
An intro.
An
ident, or Marty Flynn in the technical language. Scott made a wee ident intro for us, and yeah, very dramatic, very nice. Probably the best thing on the show every week, I'd say, going forward. And joined by the man himself, Scott McCorry.
Hail, hail, Joseph. How are you?
I am doing good. It's a Friday night. I've got to be in bed early enough tonight because I have got a fucking football match on the other side of Dublin tomorrow morning because I'm now one of the coaches of my son's team. So Friday night's a different story now. I'm joined by a man who loves a Friday night on top of the pops, Marty Flynn.
This is a Liam Scales fucking Stan podcast. The Ginger Ninja, the fucking Scaldini, the Wicklow Way. Here we go.
Yep. We're going to have a Liam Scales love in. And we're hopefully joined by Jabo. Jabo, can you hear us and can you speak to us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah!
Fuck.
A lot of shite is StreamYard pish. Get it in the bin.
Yeah! In the bin.
PC's set up exactly the same as it was. Output and input, earphones and...
You're here now, so fuck up and let's go.
We shall overcome. Anyway, how you doing, Jeb? Are you good apart from your technical woe?
I'm good, mate.
Happy days. Now I have not only a list but some notes that I put together. So my son started doing boxing, right? And it's about 20-minute drive from the house. So I've got an hour now on a Friday evening to kind of sit down, get the phone out and sit in the car park and write down notes on games. So not that it's going to make my analysis any more insightful, but at least it means it keeps a bit of fucking order in this absolute fucking chaos machine. Have we got any housekeeping that we need to do before we get cracking?
Don't think so.
I've got one thing I need to talk about. That is that I had a conversation the other day with a guy, part of the pod with Mark, and he's bringing a football team, Cherry Orchard, over to Glasgow to a game in the first weekend of November, probably the first fixture of November, I think. It'll be the 7th. And it's 2017, I think he said it was going to be. So what would that be, Scott? Or about 2000?
2017, so 6 and 7-year-old.
Or it could be a different one. I can't be completely sure. I have it somewhere on the thing. But I just want to put the show out there because I've got to contact some other people. I was going to contact you as well, but Scott, he's just looking for a friendly at some point. He's got nothing concrete lined up. So, again, if anybody's out there and
But again, right, we'll talk about it after because Malway's playing at 2017s, but they're still playing Fun Fours.
But I just kind of put the shout out there for any teams. I think they're staying somewhere around Hamilton. He was saying about all that figured out.
Yeah, it all ties in to play our team, but like I say.
All right, well, I'll have a conversation with you as well. So if anybody else wants to contact us and see if they're up for it, I'll put you in contact with Mark because he kind of has nothing concrete and yourself trying to set these things up can be fucking difficult with teams round about you, let alone fucking trying to do it across the sea. So that's a housekeeping done. There's no point in us. Well, there's no point, but we will go back to Hearts. But we may as well just get tore into Wednesday at this point.
Fucking tore right in, Jovers.
I mean, because that's all anybody wants to talk about really at this point. The good vibes and the fucking the great times. Now, I don't know. Speaking to you, Scott, before we went live on air. I mean, not too sure if you're the first person we should go to, are we?
So last week, so kneecap. We all know the script with kneecap. You, Marty, you and Joe have been on it from the beginning. You've talked him up for the history and stuff like that. So I've kind of just body swerved kneecap because basically they're singing a fucking thing that I don't understand. So I've kind of just left it, right? So I've left it. I've not really bothered with it. But the movie obviously came out and me and her sat down and watched it. Brilliant, mate. Movie's fucking class. But as somebody who likes the old chronic wine, but I've not had it in ages. There's hundreds I've seen where they're just rattling bottles, and I was like, I turned around to her and I was like, I'm choking for a bottle of wine, man. so we went out before the game on Wednesday, and we were in the tune. Originally, I was planning to meet that wee Slovakian guy, but that never really happened. But we were in the tune, we were in the toll booth, and then we headed up for there. And the beer's going down lovely, right? Guinness is fucking smashing, and everybody's looking forward to it. It's a beautiful day, suns, and I went up, and I was already a good bit drunk. I could have went to the game and I would have enjoyed it and had a good night, but I went and got a bottle of Buckfast. And this be true to it, right? So I remember getting in the game. I remember the first half, but it was hazy. But then I had a bottle of wine in the game, and that knocked me on the edge, and I couldn't really remember much of the second half. Second half at all. To the point that to the point that I got the next day and saw the score, and I was like, "Fucking hell!"
Must have been a great game. Sounds amazing.
So the good thing is, I remember all the atmosphere pre-game and stuff like that. I gave a good big hug. I remember being frustrated that there's no kind of taking our chances in the first half, but I managed. I've got to get a full game. And I watched the full game on Thursday, so all good. I mean, I'm clued up with it again, but I kind of got excited, made a content. So.
And you're blaming kneecap.
I just had to put it back because this wouldn't be the first time something like this has happened.
No, Scott, let's face it, like the electric soup has been a fucking regular in your life for
but I get to points, Marty, where I kind of go, right, I'm done with that. I'm finished with that. Well, and, we're at that point, we're at that junction again.
It tells us that you're susceptible to product placement, at least, Scott. I mean,
yeah. Well, see, the irony, mate, is I've always moaned about product placement, saying I don't think I kind of fall into that. But yeah, when it comes to the tonic, I'm a sucker. But no, wild. It was wild. It's wild to go and see everybody, mate. The atmosphere. In Boozers, the atmosphere walking up to the game, the atmosphere in the game itself, the actual atmosphere obviously takes care of itself. You saw that, but just I'm pretty sure Jason will back me up here. The atmosphere around the Celtic support pre-game was amazing. Everybody was up for it. Everybody thought we had a great chance. We spoke about it. I done my preview. A load of other guys done a preview. We were better than them. We knew we were better than them. It was just new Celtic gone and proving they were better. And what a way to do it. It was magnificent, absolutely magnificent. And brilliant. I mean, I'm sure we'll get into the game more deeper. Obviously, Joe, you can get your wee notebook out. But it was wild, man. It was wild that Celtic produced when we expected them to produce, and we produced in a way that had we won 7-8, it wouldn't have been too rough on Slovan. Like I say, I watched their press conferences and their interviews after from their website, and they put their hands up. So they were like, Celtic were magic. Celtic were absolutely brilliant, and they tore us apart. And he says, I'm disappointed with the result, but I can't even criticise your result because Celtic were just brilliant. And so I am proud as fucking punch of the team, and what a feeling that is. I've got to say, what a feeling that is watching Celtic, man. It's fucking outstanding.
Yep, 100%. Walking to the game and everybody was buzzing. The weather as well, scorcher during the day. Although I wore shorts and t-shirt to the game, I was a bit nippy at the end, but it was just fantastic, and the atmosphere. Big shout out to the Green Brigade as well with their banner. Their banner was unbelievable. I think everybody in the stadium must have been singing Spansel Hill when they pulled Last Night As I Lay Dreaming, with obviously the famous picture with the two Lions. Who was it? Billy and some. Who was the other one?
Lennox.
Was it Lennox McNeil?
I thought it was Lennox Jinky. Hold on.
Jinky, was it?
I'm sure it was Lennox
I
Jinky.
don't know. I can.
I'll Google it. Go ahead.
You just keep breaking up here. This phone even mine's shite. But aye, but it was brilliant.
Billy and John Clark. No?
Was it John Clark?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it was Caesar was one of them. Aye.
It's Billy and John Clark.
Aye, but what a banner! And then just the atmosphere when that Champions League music comes on, the place is just absolutely rocking, unbelievable. And see, at the start of the game, I actually thought that Slovan looked all right, you know, decent touches and that. And I said to myself, because I was right in the front row, so can you get some view? Aye, I thought they were actually all right. That Vladimir Weiss was fucking in about ever, and he actually looked pretty good.
Aye.
But no, the work rate and everything, as you say, Scott, I think at half time, 5-0 wouldn't have been doing us a disservice, you know, easily. Couple, the header off.
We Kyogo's chance just after we scored as well, man.
Aye, I know. But just fantastic. In the first half as well, the one that he's ballooned over and the other one, the good save for the keeper. You know, he could have 4, but it just is what it is. 5 different goal scorers, big scales, unbelievable. Big man is just becoming a cult hero now, and I'm glad to see all the knockers are kind of getting off him, because in the cold light today, he was better than Carter Vickers. You know, he was outstanding, just brilliant. I thought the full defence was really good. I thought Alistair Johnson was magnificent, and it was to see when Weiss done Engels a couple of months later. Johnson just retribution, just fucking right. Maeda, Jesus Christ, fucking hell, man! Brendan Rodgers even says there's no player in world football like him, and I've said it for long and weary in this place. There is not a player in world football can equal his work rate. I've never seen one anyway. Unbelievable. I mean, I know he's not the most gifted and cultured football player, but fucking scores as a cracking goal as well. But just unbelievable. And as you say, Scott, everybody was kind of expecting it. But we've all seen Celtic in Europe enough to know that teams that's fucking been worse than Slovan Bratislava have came and fucking, you know, turned us over. And you've just always got that wee bit of doubt. And, they were absolutely... You can say the opposition wasn't the greatest, but the champions of Slovakia. Slovakia's no bad football nation, you know. And at the end of the day, they're there in merit. So this is a Champions League, you know. You're not playing apart from like the main leagues, you're playing 3rd and 4th. But for leagues like ours, it's always the champions. So they're there in merit. And we absolutely fucking destroyed them. And just absolutely brilliant. One of the great Celtic European nights. And Rodgers bit in as well to say that we won the last Champions League game last first. So that's us won 2 Champions League games at home in a row. And you want to try and build a bit of momentum now and make Celtic part of the fortress that it was at one time in Europe. Yeah. And just watching this team now is just class. I thought Joe Hart's interview on that BBC show, I taped it and watched it when I come in, that BBC show, the Champions League show. Joe Hart was unbelievable. I mean, he gave the wee insight into Rodgers when he came in, how he didn't change the team, didn't change anything today with Ange. Just let the team tick along the way it was. And then, with a few months to go of the season, he laid his marker and tell everybody was expecting. And then it was his team, and by all accounts, we've seen it at the end of last season, and we've just went off like a train this season. It's amazing to watch. So you're just waiting, how are Celtic going to fuck this up?
Yeah. They're going to ban the Green Brigade or something, man, isn't they?
That's what I said in the huddle board. The boys, the Green Brigade, are going to get banned shortly or whatever. There's going to be something that fucks this up for us, because it's just fucking going too good at the minute. Just brilliant to watch. And see, to be honest with you, I know we all loved Ange Postecoglou's team and everything. This team's better. And we've got the personnel, and we've not even started talking about Engels yet. How the fuck would we sign somebody like him?
I mean, it's safe to say, and this is, I don't think this is jumping the gun, that he's better than Matt O'Reilly.
Oh, fuck, that's an upgrade, and you've got 15 million in the bank.
Unbelievable.
And he's
See
dead
that,
ball,
see that,
taking
see that,
corners,
see
free
that
kicks.
strike he took, the chance he had in the first half. The fucking power he hit it with.
And by the way, I was right behind the free kick. That was getting in. It hit obviously the guy in the wall, but it was tap corner bound. So I think he's going to be the man for the free kicks as well. He takes all the corners, and we got a goal for a corner. Do you know what I mean? That's unheard of. And fucking hell, he's got everything. he's a big suave bastard. So he is. He's got the belt. I mean, 21-year-old. Jesus. Fucking, we'll be lucky to keep holiday him at Christmas.
I was thinking that the other day as well. Like, he took a penalty again. I was like, oh, this guy's just got ace in his fucking veins. He's as cool as you fucking can be.
He's
I was genuinely thinking that today. Actually, I was going, this could be a boom song. Sort of a fucking.
Unless Marty, we keep going to the Champions League and it's a fucking reason not to leave.
No, but that's my point. My point is that he's getting showcased to the world in the Champions League. So, like, a big club will come in for him and say, "Here, it could be January if he keeps one of these."
There's a number of things that were said after the game. Did you see Joe Cole talking about it?
Yeah,
Joe Cole.
Aye. Joe Cole was talking about it. He said for a team like Celtic, he said they bring so much to the Champions League. He said in terms of like their fans, in terms of like the atmosphere, he said the nights. He said, which is a lot of what's about. He said, but they're also in a good position now whereby they can sell a player like Man already. They can bring in a player like Angle to you. If you're going to spend the money, is that level of quality? So you can come in, say to him, come in here, play in front of this amazing crowd. We're going to have a lot in the ball. Everybody's going to get to see you play in the Champions League. He said, and then we will sell you on when the time comes. He says, and then they can move on to the next one. And basically, what he's saying like, that their presence in the Champions League kind of gives them this sort of privilege to a degree of attracting these players, which it does, you know what I mean? But you kind of sitting at a different level, if you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? If you're Celtic and you have the money in the bank and you have the structure and you have the ability, and he did mention, he said, like, players coming in and you're saying to them, you work with this great coach who's known for developing great talent. And he's just going to say it's just a great situation for the club. And I was like, this is fucking superb. Like, I mean, and one of the other things that was said about the performance, I don't know who said this, but it was like that I think really fucking nailed it. It was a very mature performance. There was times in that game where there was like zero panic. Everybody was in control. Carter Vickers was in control. He was slowing it down to a walk at times, and you're going, I've rarely seen this in the Champions League at Celtic Park in a long time. I mean,
aye, it was brilliant. Just no doom and gloom. It was one of the great Celtic European nights, and as I say, 13th attempt at winning our first Champions League game. That's incredible, and just brilliant. It sets us up amazing. We've got 3 other home games, all winnable, albeit Leipzig will be tough, but Club Brugge and Young Boys, they're not going to hold any fear at Celtic Park with that place rocking like that and the team playing that way. And you've got to think, going to Zagreb, I mean, they've got absolutely mullered, obviously a top-class team, but you would think they could take something there. So your next 2 games are your bonus games, and if we can get anything in Dortmund or anything in Bergamo,
yeah.
Aye, I'm at the stage I expect us to qualify now. But we know it can, Tom, but you've got to dream, and I'm just buzzing to see Celtic playing at that stage and playing that kind of football.
Yeah,
it's
wild, man. That is wild. Like I say, I'll repeat myself once again. If Celtic are crap, we'll say it's crap. You know what I mean? So see when Celtic are good, as you say, fucking enjoy it, man.
Aye.
Fucking enjoy it. I mean, it's like I say, obviously I made a content on fucking Wednesday, but I can't stress how the atmosphere around, of course, the weather plays a part, but the atmosphere around the Celtic support the new, I mean, fuck, it's just magic, man. It's fucking, everybody, you're looking forward to every game. Falkirk at the weekend, looking forward to it, man. You know what I mean? And then you've got fucking these fantastic European trips. And the fact of the matter is, of course, we could go and get fucking a doing, but I just don't think we will. I'm not saying we're going to win, but it just seems a different atmosphere around everything. Everything. The Engels thing has elevated. I think it's appeased a lot of people. Let's start at the back. See Casper Schmeichel, right? I was not putting fucking yes, this guy's magic, on to Casper Schmeichel. I asked Liam. Liam kept saying, and I was going, we'll see what he's like. I was kind of pissed off at Celtic. Went for a free where ideally I wanted Celtic to go and get a keeper, a proper keeper that we could build a club around almost. But what we've put in place now appeases me. And then Casper Schmeichel looks apart. He talks apart. I mean, did you see him like during the when he goes down the line in the Champions League, tunes on, and he's just sitting there and he's kind of going,
big smirk on his face.
Magic,
You can see him just going like, "This is what it's all about."
It was
exactly,
absolutely.
mate. And then did you see when he got to Engels? And Engels just nodding his head as if, yes, this is what I'm here for. This is how I'm not playing at Augsburg anymore.
When they scored that goal, Scott was fucking raging. See, when they scored the goal, he was going to have his fucking nut. I was standing right behind him. Tell you one thing, he's quite well. See, compared to goalies, their goalie was fucking massive, right? And then when the swingers, I was like, to Ellie, I says, it's quite wee, isn't he? In goalie terms. But
he was unlucky, if you be honest. I mean, it's come off Carter Vickers' heat. I mean, maybe just.
I think it was probably good, and it was a good goal.
No, it was a pizza strike. I mean, the fact that he's brought it down and he's fucking outside of a bit, but it was a great goal. So if you're going to lose a goal, make it a good one. I mean, but see, I was kind of it was my mate was kind of critical. My mate Stu, who's well mate, he was kind of critical at Hibs about Schmeichel's kicking out, but he's passing out for the back. I mean, I'm pretty sure was it him that started the move that led to Maeda getting a shot in the first half. He probably should have hit the target, but I mean, it was composed, and McGregor's just taking it off him, and he's took out 3 players with one pass. Magic. So right now, let's wait till we get in the deepest, darkest. Let's see how Schmeichel looks. But right now, sad to say, he looks like an upgrade on Joe Hart, doesn't he? You know what I mean? He's fucking. He's benefiting the team hugely now. As you see, Liam Scales knocks out the park with another fucking bumper performance. He was a better out of the two of them, do you know what I mean? Which is mad considering how much we laud CCV. Fullbacks bang on, midfield amazing, and then you can't be. I mean, I know we talk about Kyogo missing chances, but he gets a big one, doesn't he? He gets the big one that kills the game stone dead with your two, and then after that it's easy peasy. So no, man, I'm no complaints out of me about anybody now. I mean, I'm still buzzing, absolutely buzzing.
And they keep going forward. Kuhn, brilliant. James Forrest on putting that fucking Slade rule pass through for Ida. Oh, mommy.
Marty, and there you go. And it was my intention to finish off with a big man. I was fucking delighted he scored, man. I was gutted. We left a bit early against Hearts because Connor was maybe he's slow as fuck getting to the motor. So we left a bit early and we were walking down. And he just scored, and I was like, oh, brilliant, I'm so happy with that. And then it chopped off, I was like, bastard. And what a great goal. As you say, the pass.
He took it well.
Pass is sublime, but lovely finish, man. But see,
the goal against Hearts, he took well as well.
Good goal, mate. That's what I want to forward to be scoring the goals.
I see podcast like a wee bit worried about him, and everybody's like, no, but then. The 2 games, that's exactly what we're expecting from him. And fucking hell, I mean, he scores at the highest. Every big game he's played for us.
Exactly, mate. Aye, that's a good habit to get into, isn't it?
Some return.
But and then Marty, you started that by talking about Kuhn. See Kuhn's for Kyogo's goal. That's fucking magic. Absolutely magic. See the way you're thinking close it now, and he just took that touch, boom. I mean, and the wee man's kneed it in or fucking shinned it or thied it or something. But aye, well done, Celtic. Pats in the back all round.
Aye. Outstanding. Outstanding.
Did anybody get Marty to get into a fight with any of the Slovan Bratislava fans? No?
Shit I've watched for years. Nah, I just went into the game, but I seen all the fucking heat cases coming in. All in the front, the fucking posture and the fucking, oh my God, talk about fucking dress sense. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. They looked as if they were fucking working for the DDR and at least Germany. They were fucking, oh man. A couple of them get fucking sore faces as well, and well deserved outside
Yep.
the cools.
I seen a boy get fucking scalped with a battle.
Do you know what I mean? What the fuck? Like, why wouldn't you just come and get full and have a bit of crack? Just why would you want to get huckled outside McCool's and end up spending 2 days in the fucking sheriff court? Do you know what I mean?
Three of them standing fucking shouting, "Oh, man, come on!" You're like, "Fuck off, you clown!" You know what I mean? Anyways, there was a Celtic fan screaming at us, "Horners, lads, Horners!" And I was like, "What are you want Horners for?" And he says, "This prick over here." There was one guy. I said, "There's only one guy." Just fucking the boys cutting about with one and now like the Waynes all wear these wee knapsack fucking bag things and all that. And I was like, "Do you get a wee fucking knapsack first, big man?"
Fuck's sake. It was good to see the ones, who tried getting put on their fucking holes. Like, it's always good to see. You never want to see anybody getting liberties taken against them, but fuck's sake, grow up, you fucking cunts.
Aye, totally. But I mean, they had quite a decent support as well. You know, they didn't fill their end, but they had quite a few in the wee bit in the main stand as well. But obviously, they didn't have much to shout about during the game. But I thought the atmosphere and everything was brilliant. The place was just fucking rocking and just brilliant to see.
What was the boy said to me? Let's forget. Hi Scott, we're home safe. Congratulations to a famous performance from your side. We weren't able to eliminate your fast players, especially in midfield, and the Japanese were amazing. Marvellous atmosphere that I will remember in my heart forever.
That's nice.
It's all right, isn't it?
He was good. He was good on the pod.
What's that? What'd you say, Scott?
I said birthday card pish.
Birthday card pish.
He was very good in the pod, so he was.
He was brilliant.
I'm looking forward to this Sunday's one, guys. I'm looking forward to it one. It leads back to J-Bo drunk on a train. I'm looking forward to it. I've got two coming up next week, obviously. I've got St Johnson on Tuesday, and I've got Willie Hess, the author and the journalist. He's on the forks, right? Yeah, and he's obviously, more importantly, he's a massive Borussia Dortmund fan. So I'm speaking to him once again, no problem at all. I said, "You fancy speaking to me?" He's like, "No problem." What was Sunday? I was like, what a guy, man.
And the good thing is as well, Scott, he's moved back to just outside Dortmund because he was living in Berlin for years, and he's had a season ticket since Dortmund were shite. You know, he's had one for many a year, so he always had the season ticket. He gets to others now, so you'll get a better. Obviously, we're still watching them beforehand, but you'll get a first hand.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Brilliant. So, it's all systems go.
Do you know what? Did you watch any of the interviews after the game? Did you watch Rodgers? I was watching.
Joe.
I've seen.
You know what? I think with the one thing he said that stuck with me, and I put it up on our Twitter. It's fucking straight. He said the great thing about tonight. He says we going forward. He said don't have to do anything special. Just be us. Right? Great message that is.
I mean, the confidence in that team, you can tell. I mean, they guys must just be absolutely buzzing with each other. You know, it's like they're playing with so much confidence, so much. And by the way, how fit are they? And the desire, and he mentioned that. He says talking about Maeda and talking about the rest of the team, and Joe Hart mentioned it as well. At the end of the game, I mean, the last minute. See the pressing, they didn't give them a second on the ball, and it was working right to the last minute. And he used the 5 subs, which is good enough for the old Champions League win bonuses, getting Tony Ralston on and that. I'd like to see I'd like to see young boy for Dundee get a wee run out as well. That'd have been some bumper for him. But I'm
they will all get a run. If you watch this press conference today, I'm not sure if you were able to catch it before you came on, but he specifically referenced the 5 sub rule, and he just said that, look, we're playing basically, I think he said with 6 games in 23 days, so that's 1 game every 3 days. So he was going, it's actually physically impossible to keep the same team on the pitch for all those games. He says it's just not possible. He says, but what we have now is the flexibility of the squad and the 5 subs. The new players have came in, and the press were trying to draw them on the board. We're trying to make them they were trying to make him sort of criticise the board, but he just batted it away and went, no, we are where we wanted to be, and what more do you want? You know, from my perspective, I have everything I asked for, I have everything I need. We've got this stretch coming up now. He says it's fine at the start of the season. He says you're playing one game a week. The weather's nice. Fucking blah blah blah. Nobody's away on international break. He says, but this is the real business end now. You know, and having these European games, he says they're great to aspire to and be part of, but they do cost. He says, and there's a come down from them. He says, and so the whole squad will be pressed on the action here over the next 3 weeks. So it's great insight, you know. And just views were talking about Maeda a minute ago. He actually broke down one of Maeda's plays when he was asked about it, you know. And I think you said anyway on that BBC show, Joe Hart was doing the same, and that's how the question came up. Look, Joe Hart highlighted Maeda the other night, blah blah blah, and Rogers actually broke down one of the plays that Maeda was involved in, and he said the ball was actually with a different centre back. He said so the natural thing to do would have been pursue that centre back, but Maeda his head was already 3 steps ahead of the game, and he moved himself into a different position on the pitch. And Rogers is he's flailing his arms here and pointing all around the fucking around the room, and he said, and he had the wit to get ahead of the press, to get ahead of our press, and to predict what was going to happen when everyone in the whole stadium would have been willing him on to go to player A. He headed for fucking player B, caused an interception. Another player came in and took it off him. Wonderful football. And he says that all this stuff about clean sheets and defence, he says it starts with Days and Maeda. It starts with the front. It starts from stopping balls coming back at our back line. Challenges in midfield that Maeda is creating through his intelligence. You know, and it was brilliant. It was a real great insight, you know, and see how a mind like that works, you know.
One crucial thing about that, I listened to that today, some of that as well, Marty, was that he was explaining the play, and he said, you know, essentially like the guy he was running towards was the guy he was supposed to go towards. He said there's somebody else meant to meet the other guy. He said not only did he change and adapt, he said, but he got to the other guy before the guy who's supposed to get to him.
Yeah,
right? He said that's hype. So that's he said now, he said it's not about can you do that. He said it's about the will and the desire to do that late in the game. He said, and most players don't have that.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly what he said. And a couple of days ago, he was talking about mentality and about ability, you know, and how ability only gets you so far. And it's so fucking true. Now, we beat Slovan Bratislava, right? So we didn't beat Real Madrid. But the point is, we have struggled against teams like Slovan Bratislava for fucking years.
Yep.
Your fucking Lille's and your Bragas and your, you know what I mean? For since Strachan was here. And so to put a team like that to the sword in the way you did is just, it's quite revealing actually, you know, and a lot of the chat has been about Joe, you know, just what you were saying there about Joe Hart. This kind of run has started from the middle half of the second part of last season, and it's continued. You know, and like we kind of laughed off pre-season, but maybe we were actually seeing a bit of a revelation in pre-season, knocking out them big teams and actually fucking making some sort of a statement. So we won't know for another 6 weeks, but we've put ourselves in such a fucking class position. And I said it on here the other week whenever I was on. All across the front six, we have goals in this team. Every fucking one of them can score, and so can your subs. So can Ida, so can Forrest, so can Bernardo. You know, so if you can maintain discipline at the back and not do anything stupid, don't give away daft fouls around the box. Don't give away corners when you could put a ball out for a throw in or let the keeper deal with it. It's that fucking sort of stuff at this level that you can polish up, you know, that you can work on and you can draw attention to, and that you can put measures in place to stop it, either like a deep line midfielder or you know shuffling the pack at the back, whatever. It's if you get that back bit right, the front bit's going to look after itself because there's pace, there's power, there's angles coming in. Fuck me, with the ball delivery I haven't seen in years. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who the last person I've seen whipping balls they got in a Celtic fucking shirt. I can't remember. You know, maybe somebody like Chris Commons or somebody. I don't know. You know, so it's like, oh, if you put all those pieces of the puzzle together, we're really, really in a good position. You know, and injuries will affect us because, as I say, we're not going to go through this next 3 weeks unscathed. So you're just hoping that it's not any of the real big players. And anyway, there is depth in the squad now where you can look to the bench and go, well, you're in for 3 weeks or you're in for 2 weeks here. You know, and the other thing is too is physicality. My mate texted me from the ground outside the ground, man, these cunts look like basketball players. He says they're all 6 foot fucking tall. And when you saw the camera panning across the two squads as the Champions League theme was being blurred out, you could actually fucking see the physical difference. Like they were head and shoulders bigger than Maida and Kyogo and whoever else. But by the same token, we have Engels now who seems to me maybe 6 foot tall in the midfield with great feet. Bernardo looks like a big, I think Bernardo must be 6 foot tall as well, maybe a wee bit over, I don't know. But he's physical too. So you're putting physicality into the midfield, whereas that can then free up a player like McGregor to just do his thing. And I know Liam Scales got all the plaudits the other night and he was amazing and all the rest of it, but I thought that McGregor was absolutely untouchable the other night. He was fucking everywhere. He was encouraging all the other players around him. He was bringing players into the game. He was doubling up on players and helping, you know, just nearly just being there as like a comfort blanket for some of the other players to allow them to stretch themselves, to make moves or to throw tackles in or whatever. The likes of Alistair Johnson, for example, you know what I mean? He just seemed to shadow him along that wing. It was fucking powerful to watch, do you know what I mean? And we're all just waiting on it going wrong. But fuck me, there's been some sort of juju happening here, you know, because it has come together exactly how you would want it to come together at exactly the right time.
Fuck yeah.
Celtic! Fuck yeah! That's really a great brigade song. I well said, Marty. Let's go. It's all looking fucking rosy in the garden. I was thinking as well, watching the game. See the level of press. There was times like we had 2-3 players pressing the ball on one player, right? And I was thinking, right, with Slovan Bratislava, they weren't really able to kind of bop it around and get out of tight spaces and kind of find the space. But I was watching our press going like, you need to be a really good fucking team to get out of that. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, the one the BBC showed was 4. It was 4 players pursuing the ball on the wing. So it was, what was the right wing? Was it Maida was there, McGregor was there, and I think Johnson and Kuhn, and they were just absolutely hurting these in a pack all along the touchline. Do you know what I mean? And you're just looking, going, there's no answer to that, because where is that player going to go? And every one of them had speed. You know, all the Celtic players had the ability to fucking get going. And so even if one of them had made a mistake, another one was there to double up and to take the ball away. It's powerful to watch. Do you know what I mean? And it is a real rarity in the game. It's not. I don't think that sort of play seen very much. Not that I watch international football or, you know, many different leagues or stuff. But maybe Scott will comment better. But it's a powerful thing to see it. And it's like poetry in motion when it happens, you know.
But again, like, you need to be a very good team. Not like Atletico Madrid could do that. Like, I mean, they can bop. Like, sometimes their first touch is a phenomenal pass. I mean,
but that's
a very good team.
They don't need to do that sort of work, because there's, you know, to me that's a difference. They play a totally different style of football. When the ball sticks to them, they just wing it round. Do you know what I mean? Whereas what we were doing was different. That sort of press was like, it's kind of hard to describe, but it just looked like a swarm. You know, they were around them in a crowd, and every one of them was watching for one or other, you know, the toe tap. It's just fucking phenomenal to watch. And I'm sure if you were a neutral, you'd be going, this is great football. You know, really, really good. And as Scott says earlier on, like, we had all the chances in the world in the first half. It should have been out of sight. Easy. You know what I mean? The one that May would have put over the bar as well was another one I don't think was mentioned. And it was just like, it was a matter of time. And Scott will tell you, like, we have some fucking torn face mates that gone about everything. And I was texting them at half time saying, we are going to do these cunts. And like, they were reduced to like a half chance from Vladimir Weiss. Do you know that he fluffed anyway in the thing. And when that move was actually quite a good move, they kind of cut us open with one pass. And your natural instinct is to go, oh, for fuck's sake, this is it. But this is what separated us from the Huns, because when that happened to them in the Huns match, and that disallowed goal happened, all bets were off. Whereas last night, the pack just seemed to come back together again and settle down. And like everybody was waiting on the Liam Scales mistake, and it just didn't come. It didn't come. You know what I mean? He was assured. Carter Vickers was kind of standing off him last night. They were allowing, or on Wednesday night, they were allowing Liam Scales to be the old-fashioned pivot, the old centre half position. Carter Vickers was, if you watch the replay, he was kind of slightly standing behind him off to the right and just letting them work. You know what I mean? It was fucking great. It was absolutely great. It was total domination the whole way. And at no stage did I think we were going to lose that match. Not a fucking chance in hell.
See one thing you notice with Michael, see his wee dinks out to the wings. He's fucking brilliant at it. See when he gets the ball at his feet. Just fucking, your heart's in your mouth, but he's fucking well controlled. He puts a right crack wee dink out to the wing and starts like attacks and everything. He's really good distribution wise. I know Liam's pointed it out, but it's the first I'd really noticed it. And as I say, I know you say you think he's an upgrade in the heart, Scott. I think it's dead early because he's hardly even.
I did qualify that statement by saying right now he looks like an upgrade, because I was definitely one for kind of, I'll hold my water until we're down the line, but as I'm saying, can only comment on what we're doing now. But I mean, even the Huns game, he's made a couple of big saves in that. Do you know what I mean? And it's looking good. It's looking good considering where I was with him. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, excellent. Aye, bloody hell, happy days. Just so good. No nerves at all. There's nothing you can pull them up for something. It was just wave after wavy attack, and you're just like, fucking hell. There was one as well in the first half. I've not seen it back at, but Kuhn had a great chance. The ball flashed across the goal. I think it was Maeda maybe put the ball in, and Kuhn just kind of get his legs right or whatever. It was a tap in. It just went right by him. But there was a load of chances in the first half that it could have scored. But aye, bit disappointed, to be honest with you, 1-0 at half time, because of the amount of chances we had. You're like, oh, fuck's sake. But they came out in the second half like an absolute train. I don't think you would hurt them. Second half, excuse me.
And it was interesting what Roger said about that, Jason, because he said at half time he had to make a couple of wee adjustments in the dressing room, one of which was to tell the players to calm down, because they were actually doing too much running. And they were saying that he was saying, like, let the ball come to you, use the ball, don't just fucking think it. So it just clicked, whatever he had said to them, it worked.
Great, fucking great. That I'll tell you the thing that's noticeable about them, and obviously this is going to be a fucking obvious statement, but it is great to watch. They all look fucking happy as fuck, don't they? They all kind of, I mean, like, see, we Maeda, I mean, like, I've said in the past, maybe it's Maeda's no got the great love for football, and it allows him to kind of play in this way. Do you know what I mean? But every goal, every fucking thing he's away doing. I mean, like, I love seeing when Kyogo passes to Hatate drags it back, then plays through Maeda scores, and fucking you see Hatate, who can be a torn-faced cunt on the pitch, he was doing in his knees, fucking like, ah, yes, what a goal. You know what I mean? It was, they look like a team, and it's fucking great to see, man. Great to see. And then as you spoke about earlier on, you're talking about McCowan. You bring McCowan in, and his fucking smile's infectious, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Aye.
That cunt's want to watch, hasn't he? Like, fuck's sake.
Aye.
Absolutely want to watch.
Good player as well.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yep, I agree.
Good player. Yeah, he's kind of one of the ones under the radar that folk aren't really hanging their hat on, but I think he could have a great future.
So we talk about Engels' role in the team, because see against Hearts, he appeared to have this very free kind of side-to-side midfield role where he was able to kind of not necessarily do what he wanted, but he's there to be a physical presence, and he's also there to be, a creator and clearly a bit of a goal scorer too. So it was just a fucking really interesting thing to see the other day because he was just allowed to roam around a bit, I mean, and get involved in whatever was going on in that part of the pitch and then move things forward.
All right. No, I just thought I didn't really know how he was going to play, and I was a bit surprised they played him, to be fair, because I thought Bernardo was brilliant against them, and really unlucky. But obviously, then you're thinking he's obviously going to play him in the Champions League game, hence why he's bringing him in there. He's not going to just throw him straight in. So I kind of the writing was in the wall that Bernardo wouldn't really be starting on. I think Bernardo's been hard done to, but it's a squad game, not just a team game.
100%, man.
The 11, so Bernardo's time will come. But he's done absolutely nothing wrong, and even when he came on, he played well. But Big Engels looks just an absolute class act, and you're just scratching your head to say, why isn't he a big team?
I'm really surprised. I'm surprised how he's playing in our team, because every bit of research I've done, he wasn't a guy who goes and gets you fucking bags of goals a season, and he doesn't drive forward. He seems to be playing in a more forward position than I expected. I mean, I was really surprised. You knew that when he came in against Hearts that he was going to start this game, and then the backlash seems to be, get Hatate it. But Hatate had a fucking beamer of a game as well, do you know what I mean? They all complemented each other well, and I think Bernardo complements each of them as well. It's a great dynamic to have, a really great dynamic that you bring I mean, the Hearts game proves that you're bringing guys off the bench and the team's still going, and that's what we want. And that's as you said, we're going to rotate the team at points this season. People are going to fall out of form, people will hit form, and they'll take the jersey. And as I said last week, I mean, fucking sometimes we need to stop worrying about a millionaire sitting on the bench, do you know what I mean, for Celtic. So, but Ange proved it a good few years ago that FIPA's no a fucking 11. It's about your 16, it's about your 18, and the stand is what is wild. We get rid of fucking a whole load of guys who just didn't fit in the club for whatever reason, and we seem to have replaced it with hungry good players, and that's fucking magic. You know what I mean, if you're bringing somebody off the bench and you can see Big Eda's choking to score. I think the big man, he's got some shit after the England game, Yep. Joe, you would probably best speak about that than me. I mean, I don't, for the stuff I've seen online, there seem to be
Scott, yeah, 100%. He got fucking absolutely slaughtered after the England game.
He did.
But people who know football were pointing out, what the fuck did you want him to do? What exactly did you want him to do? Because there was no service to him. There was not the ball. I mean, they weren't even hoofing it up to him the way you would just go fucking hit it at him. That didn't mean hadn't. I mean, that's how bad it was.
That England game was halfway through. I was like, "It's the practice match." It was
fucking ridiculous. But Joe, here's the other thing. I tweeted RT Sport the other night saying, "Let me remind you, Liam Scales could not get into the Ireland fucking starting 11."
I did see that. Yeah.
What the fucking fuck? Like, are we so blessed with fucking talent that this guy who's getting fucking man of the match in the Champions League has been overlooked? What the fuck is wrong with you people? You English football loving wankstains. Do you know what I mean?
When you put it, he's in the European Champions League of the week.
No.
He can't get a game for Ireland.
And Ada scored. And Ada fucking scored in the Champions League, and he's getting fucking slaughtered, and you're going, get the fuck, you stupid free state cunts. You fucking wouldn't know where another fucking ball was blew up or stuffed. Ole cunts. Swear to fuck.
Speaking of free state cunts, Scalacci died.
Scalacci, broke our hearts, but you didn't really begrudge him because he's an old one. As Scott said, he played football with a smile on his face.
Aye.
God love him. Well, getting back to us, Roger specifically mentioned the 5 subs a day, and he said that last season, when we were using the 5 subs, he says the temperature was dropping. And the tempo has not been allowed to drop this year. We have players who can't come in and maintain the same level of ability. And where that's going to come good is when we're fucking struggling in a match. Do you know what I mean? And the other team their tempo will be dropping when they're making their subs. We will be able to maintain ours. And that's going to happen at some stage over these next 4 or 5 weeks. You know, you can just see where that's going to be. There'll be the likes of Bernardo or Ida or somebody like that's going to come off the bench and superstar themselves. You know, so it's and you have like the metronome Cal McGregor just pop, 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 never ever dropping his intensity at all. Like for 90 fucking plus minutes, the bastard never fucking stopped. He was like a Duracell bunny. You know, and he's fit as a butcher's dog. He's pulled back from the Scotland squad now, which is going to help him with rest. Like, you're going to get another good 6 years out of that guy. Do you know what I mean? 31. Not a problem. Not a problem. Unless injuries or something take their toll. But I think McGregor's very rarely out. He's very rarely been out, you know, so it takes something staggering to happen. He's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And I know Engels is getting all the plaudits and stuff because he's the new guy and it's great to get new blood and all, but Cal McGregor, my God. Another one, I don't know how a lower level Premiership team or a high level Championship team have busted the bank to try and get a player like him into their fucking squad.
I think there has been bids,
There must have been, Scott. There has to have been.
I think Hingy's intimated that a couple of times. Rogers has intimated that there was bids and he wasn't interested.
There has to have been. I mean, he played for Notts County in that, you know,
especially with Jack Grealish and stuff.
Exactly, you know what I mean? And he's another one, Jason. He gets slaughtered by the Scotland fans.
No, I know. And the thing is, though, like you wouldn't watch much of the Scotland games, but every time I watch Scotland games with Cal McGregor, you can see that the style of play under Clark just did not suit him. Just did not suit him at any point. So you can understand why McGregor went, you know, but fuck it. I mean, it's no. But aye, as you say, good for us. And see, to be honest, I mean, Scotland will be fine. They've got fucking two of the fucking Napoli fucking midfielders playing for them, so they'll be fine. And Ferguson will come out and get his shot. So Scotland will be fine as well. But aye, all better for us. I mean, you remember how fucking Scott Brown kept his career going by the same pattern, do you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the blessing for us is, although at times we would have liked to see McGregor playing further forward, and to be fair, under Rodgers, he still does that at times. He gave us a couple of cracking goals, but he's now anchored himself as the anchor man in the midfield. And you know yourself, you can play a longer than you can if you're the dynamic attacking midfielder. You know, you can read the game and be striking and stuff like that. Even back in the day, he played till he was like 40 odd. You know, if you're playing in that role, there is, all right, McGregor does cover some amount of ground and he is absolutely still dynamic, but you're right, you can get a right few good years at him still in that position. Absolutely, just managing the game to where he is.
We've all watched that Inside the Huddle, I'm assuming, since it came out last week.
Aye, brilliant.
You know, and that sort of, you can just see, again, the standards being set and the expectation levels being raised, not in a unrealistic way, but just a level that every player should be hitting. And that's all you fucking need. It really is all you need. If you have everybody on the fucking same level and somebody's having a bad day, and it's like, that was always Jack Steen's mantra. You know, if a player is having the best of a game, you have another player coming behind him to lift him up and help him out. That's Callum McGregor. That's him.
One thing I would say is, what about his fucking accent? What's that all about?
Hey,
standards, fucking game, hey. Oh, fuck,
has he been cutting about with Irvin Welsh or something? It's as if he's fucking out of Leith. Okay.
Hey.
Keep pressure, fucking, what are you talking about, pal? You
bring the cards, you bring the fucking cards.
Fucking beg me.
Nobody's leaving this bar to find out the cunt what done it.
Who the fuck are you?
See the huddle as well. I thought it was really interesting that Greg Taylor was partly narrating half of the show. Taylor talked a lot. I thought it was good that the old McGeady impression.
Nah, I was running on that.
3 in a row. Sorry.
Tony Ralston's a chanter, I know.
Bit of
Aye,
karaoke.
I might book him for the fucking Vogue, dude.
Get Tony Bennett.
Get him up to Parish Hall, Scott.
Yeah,
You.
fucking
See
chatting.
when he walked off the park. When he walked off the park at Ibrox, you know, the first game, the
Oh, brilliant.
start of the season.
Love
Fucking
that.
magic, man. Love that.
Love that. Yes.
Brilliant.
It's been some week.
Really good.
Here,
Times, man.
Oh, I know.
And
Superb.
and in the midst of it all, we found out yet again we're absolutely fucking minted beyond any of our wildest
Money,
dreams.
money, money, money.
So with that, fuck's sake, you know,
I know.
we have the keys to the toy box, lads, for the foreseeable future, and we're going to have it again.
And it's when you but I know you mentioned it, Joe, but when you sit back and you say to yourself, we've sold Matt O'Reilly, who was a class act for us, 25 million, and you've got that Engels in for less than half the money.
But here's the thing, too,
Jesus
Jason.
Christ.
Here's the thing, right? Because they were making that point on Clade. Well, Gordon Dale was saying that too, you know, about the investment, blah blah blah. But bought Matt already for 1 million or 1.5 million. Do you know what I mean? So you're getting a major return, but you could see Engels going for 30, 40, 50. Fucking hell, do you know what I mean? That if he gets into that Belgium squad and gets his place,
Well, he's a full international, you know?
No, but if he gets his place and keeps it, do you know what I mean? If he stays in the first team, fucking hell, all bets are off. Do you know what I mean? Because he's playing with an even better level of player at that level. Do you know what I mean? And playing against the cream of the fucking crop. So it's like this guy, and it's absolutely brilliant for Celtic. And again, talking about that progression level, like you come in here and it's like, who was it? Remember Neil Lennon said to somebody when they were in. You won't be fun. Was it Van Dijk or Wanyama?
He said Van Dijk. He said, "Don't get too comfortable. You won't be here that long."
That's what I think will happen with Engels. He'll be gone for mega bucks, you know, and he's a hardy looking chael, you know, big fucking shoulders on him, kneecap, fucking socks, all that. You know, he's just fitted in.
Sucky are that? See that?
You know, and see the whole like going back to the financials, like you know, it's the first time ever. Usually, there's all sorts of articles and radio programs on about Celtic's finances. There wasn't a fucking word this week. There wasn't a word. There was no great analysis on the radio, Sports Sound or fucking Clay or anything like that. You know, it passed almost without comment. It was just sort of touched upon. You know, but it's amazing. The position that we've left ourselves in is utterly amazing, and we'll have opportunities to do things with it. And I hope we do. You know, and it just gives.
Say, Marty, to touch on your Engels thing, and it was what Jason kind of asked. Did you see Jens had put on a hoverboard? He says, from what I can tell, the decisive factor for him was the Champions League, and that Celtic were able and willing to pay that price for him, and make him a central part of the project. None of the German clubs could offer that combination.
And that's the whole thing that Rodgers came out and said it last week, or someone else in the dressing room said it last week, says Rodgers will be making this guy an attacking, goal-scoring midfielder. And the proof in the pudding was taking the ball off at Tate and saying, no, actually here, the game has changed here a bit. This guy's going to be we're going to replace Turnbull and fucking Matt O'Reilly's goals with this guy. You know, and it's like Jason talking about his dead ball ability. That was one of the things that they were saying about him. They saying his dead ball's outstanding. You know, and for us, if you have a Liam Scales or a Carter Vickers, you just aim for their fucking. You saw who was pointing at their fucking head the other day. Was it Scales from one of the corners, demanding the ball to be nappered to him, like, you know. So it's just fucking class. Well, as I said before, it's just a warm bath. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Are we getting back to cover a bit of the Hearts game?
I was just going to say, with the Hearts, Scott, is this a game you recall, Scott? Or?
Sober as a judge, Joseph. Sober as a judge.
Well, let's let you lead the way then.
The Hearts game. The thing is, right, it was all set up because everybody, you had people talking about 4 and 5 and 6-0 before the game. Do you know what I mean? And I thought Hearts actually played their part in the game. I didn't. They sat in and ultimately they got what they deserved. But there was a point in the second half where they were knocking the ball about pretty well, and you can see they're actually a decent enough team. I mean, in the cold light of day, it must frustrate the fucking Hearts fans because they've been fucking rotten. You know what I mean, apart from against us and the Huns. I thought Celtic. I don't think Celtic were. I saw people being critical of them, and I was very confident that we were going to get there. Do you know what I mean? I mean, ultimately, the VAR thing, the mad thing, I listened to the phone in for the first time in fucking years, man, on the way home, and the Hearts fans basically going, well, the refs are cheat, all the refs are out to help Celtic Rangers. And the point of order is, the referee gave yours a penalty and never gave yours a penalty, and then VAR corrected it. So how the fuck is the referee cheating? I mean, I was saying fucking what's going on there. But I thought.
What's your views on the penalty, Scott? Both of them.
Both of them are 100% correct. Both of them are 100%. Liam Scales isn't looking at the ball. The ball's been fucking headed off. It looks even like it hits it should have, even if it does hit the tap. Liam Scales is not looking at the ball. He's fucking turning round. He's turning round and the fucking he's a guy standing right beside him. He does a ball off his arm. That's never in the same way as Hearts shouldn't have got a penalty against the Huns for the exact same thing. It's common sense. It is back the old day where fucking
that was in the first game of the season. I would agree with that.
Exactly. Right. And then the one, see at the time, I'm thinking, oh, it's not his horns are in. But then you go watch it, his horns out. The ball's getting played in and his horns out and it's directed the ball away from play. He might not have meant it, but that's incidental.
That's my point.
He's incidental. Instinctive.
He's obviously no meant to do it, but he's actually put his arm out there.
Exactly. So, I mean,
yeah.
we're really at the same, with regard to these and people moaning about it, we're really at the same point as the Huns stuff for the last couple of seasons, where the Huns are moaning about VAR making correct decisions. That's where we're at with this one, and they're all call it a conspiracy. But as I state, matter of fact, without VAR, they would have got a penalty and we wouldn't have.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So you can't say the refs are cheat because he actually get told do your job properly. You know what I mean? The referee was a fucking clown shoe, by the way. He was hopeless, man. But Engels stepping up and sticking it away with that way he did. I mean, the goalie goes the other way, he looks like a bit of a clown, I suppose. But and then for McCowan's goal, brilliant. And as I say, just a shame that Adam he got punished for something else that happened. I think it was Palmer, was it? It was offside, was it? But again, we've made subs and subs changed the game and helped the game and all that. That's brilliant. That's really good. It wasn't the fucking champagne football that we've been watching all season, but that's because Hearts come in and try to fucking stuff again, and they got what they deserved. I don't know, as I say again, I bummed up Hearts after the performance against the Huns, and watching that game, if Hearts go and play like that more often, they'll win more than they won't. But I was delighted to be saying, I mean, Shankland's fucking, why is he playing so deep, man? It's just fucking, what would Dobby Castle-Schmeichel, he's fucking save. I mean, if he let it in, it would have been a shocker. But it's the fact he saved it and caught it. I was like, oh yes,
beautiful.
Aye, it was a Hollywood save, wasn't it?
Another thing, right? Because I've been after. I was after drink since the Huns game, so I'm at the Hearts game, totally sober, and I'm watching it, and I'm. Do you know what? I'm noticing Alistair Johnson doing hunters and hunters of running, right?
Yep.
And I went, I think AJ seems on it today. And one of the boys went, he's no past a fucking ball to one of your players in this whole half. And see, as soon as I clocked it, I was like, he's having a terrible game, man. He's fucking off. But Carter Vickers was man of the match by a fucking country mile. He was absolutely blinding against Hearts, man. Absolutely strolled the game of football.
Imagine him earlier, but I meant to ask you, do you think he's still carrying that injury?
I keep hearing something about that, but
I think he is. Like, you saw him walking off the other night, and you could see.
I thought against Hearts he was magnificent.
Yeah, he really was.
That's my reviews.
There was a bit in the first half where a ball came to a Hun, just sort of on the edge of the box. It was actually or a Hearts player. It was actually a lovely pass. It cut through our midfield, and the Hearts player was ready to take it and turn. But Carter Vickers had already anticipated it and actually ran round the back of the player and come out the front of him and took a ball off him. And I was like, what did he just do? What the fuck was that? His anticipation was just fucking absolutely stellar. And the way he just, the Hearts player didn't even see him coming, and he was at the far side of him. He ran around the back of him and came out in a split second. It was just fabulous to see. Fabulous.
Jubo. Yeah.
Says
Sneezing
me.
away there. Bloody hell. I don't know what's up. Same last week when I was up doing my show, I was sneezing up, bloody hell. No, I thought it was a good performance. I thought Hearts played pretty well, and their fans, you say, would be disgruntled but I think it's a different kind of game for them. They kind of set up not to lose the game rather than to win it. And as you say, with Shankland going deep, I was laughing at Shankland, obviously shouting at Big Engels, when he was taking folk going after him. That's part and parcel of fit, but good on him. And when he was doing it to Green Brigade, they was giving him dogs abuse, but I think he took it well. And accounts fella, do you know what I mean? Shankland, so fair enough. But he's a good player, but he's not getting much service for them, and they're going forward. They're I don't know. There's problems there. But on the Hearts thing as well. Sorry, I'll cover our game first, then I'll make my point. But really good. Engels, the penalty. I know it's hitting 2 penalties, right? But it's cool as cucumber, absolutely brilliant. And obviously it's 0-0 at the time when he scores. And totally delighted for Luke McCowan. I mean, dream come true, dream material. For where he was, go playing with Dundee, and then I don't know if there was any rumblings in the background that he knew there was probably a chance to go to Celtic, or it was just all done in a couple of days or whatever. But dream material for him, and for all his family. No account, his family are just all Celtic diehards, extended family and everything. He's just an absolute Celtic diehard for Greenock. So happy days. It's amazing to see when you've got one of your own playing for you.
Also a cracking bit of scouting too, Jason. To take a chance on a player who's come up from a different division and has sort of settled himself in. It's a stretch, but I was actually going, that's cracking scouting.
Do you know the thing for me? See, when we were up at Hibs, it was my mates that support Hibs. They were saying the Hibs are crying out for a midfielder, and obviously they got the loan deal for us. But that's what they were saying. They says, we need to go to Dundee and get that Luke McCowan. The boy is different class. And I'm like, hadn't they really paid much attention? It was them that brought him to my attention. They were desperate for Hibs to go and sign him. But, brilliant. And as you say, what a way to learn his trade under Rodgers and with the midfield that we are playing with. And do you know what? He looks the kind of kid that he will have a big upscale. He's definitely got all the ability. And once he gets moulded into playing the Celtic way, he could be outstanding for us.
He could be Callum McGregor's replacement in 5 or 6 years.
God, am I right in thinking that his name come up early doors on one of the Dundee one-on-ones?
I did. Scott guy was talking to Scott about him.
Scott's
I spoke to Jake when they get promoted, and obviously I went and done my research as always, and every time I've seen him, every pod I've done with him, I've always brought his name up and went, by the way, he's a smashing player. He's a really good player. And he's like, yeah, this boy, this, that. I actually went back and listened to what I was talking about it, and sure enough, I was saying aye. So I've kind of known about him since they came back up, and I watched. Because he scored the goal that brought them back up when they beat Queen's Park. Remember they beat Queen's Park and it was on BBC and all that. So he scored the winning goal that night. So he's a smashing player, man, and he's done the doggies. Do you know what I mean? He's played down the leagues, so it's great. And he is, it's no like a fucking Scott Allen push, you know what I mean? He's a fucking proper player, and he's ball deep into Celtic, so I'm fucking every kind of want the best for him, you know what I mean?
Well, you could tell by the cheer when he scored, it was a different level of fucking celebration, wasn't it? Everybody just fucking knew, yes, that's a fucking dream getter. That's a fucking dream getter right there. We go, fucking yes, me man. I mean, then seems like a smashing guy, like, and just like what a fucking fairy tale. And it's even that's kind of like the icing on top. You kind of go like, it's fucking like it's nothing but good vibes all the way down. I mean,
Did somebody mention a stat as well? Somebody mentioned there had been no Irish player had scored in the Champions League for 20 odd years. And the second one was about 40 minutes later.
So it was Arameda has been the last first Irish guy to score in the Champions League since Liam Scales about 60 minutes ago. But the thing was, Darren Gibson was the last one, which was in like 2011. So,
is that right?
13 Irish players scored at that level, you know.
Really? Fucking hell.
Yep. For Man United, absolutely. And here, look at Man United. Like we're raiding hand the Champions League and they're fucking wanking about playing Barnsley or somebody, you know, on the same night. You know, we're fucking hell. What a fall from grace.
I know. What about so while we're talking about Hearts, right? What about the old Tony Bloom coming in with potential 10 million?
Right. Give us
I've heard only the surface of information.
Give us the.
I don't really know too much about it. I've just heard probably the same as yourself, but by all accounts, he's wanting to invest $1 million in Hearts. And surely, and it's not to become a feeder club to Brighton or anything. It's just to be in their own right. And because he's involved in that, what's the team in Belgium that came second in the league? He invested in them as well.
Is it not Liège?
No, no. One of the kind of known sort of big names. I'd need to get the Belgian league up or whatever to look at it, but seemingly
Royal Onion Saint Gilles.
That's it.
Anglis, that's right. You're right.
Aye, that's it. Aye, and yeah, I mean, tell you one thing. What a move it is for Hearts, and what a move it is for him, because I mean, with this conversation last year on this podcast, when I said if a business acumen and a bit of cash behind them were to take out Hearts, Aberdeen, or Hibs, they could effectively challenge. You know, you only play us 4 times.
Well,
you know,
are we not kind of at the point now, Jason, where the dice is rolling on who's going to be the second team this season?
Well, you've got Aberdeen already stepping up, but you've also got again, if you had to listen to, if anybody out there didn't listen to Scott's one-on-one with Mark Strachan, the Hibs fan, and he was saying that basically these guys came in with millions and just handed it to Hibs. They didn't ask for anything. They didn't ask to run the club or fucking, like, they just wanted to be involved with them and fucking put major amounts of cold hard cash across the table. Like, holy fuck.
But there's a difference with Tony Bloom. Totally. Bloom will be in here. He'll be in there with his full analytics team, you know, analysing everything.
100%. And I actually, like Mark was kind of saying he was glad that was the case. But I was actually thinking, if you had fucking cunts who had the ability to spunk millions on whatever the fuck they wanted to, would you not want them involved in your club actually coming in and giving their expertise? Or do you know what I mean? So Mark had a different view. He was going like, no, well, we've retained all control. And I was going, well, that's fair enough. But surely the fuck you want these people's connections and interest.
Especially with Hibs. I mean, I don't know if any of you watched the interview with the owner. Do you remember Ron Gordon died and his boys took over, and he's basically kind of gone, yeah, I made a mistake here, I made a mistake here, I made a mistake here. And see, to be honest, I don't know, it's just me, but Hearts and Hibs shouldn't be places for guys to learn their trade. I don't think so. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Hearts and Hibs going on the old manager merry-go-round, but they should be getting guys, decent managers, decent quality of managers. I mean, Naismith's fucking hopeless. You know what I mean?
No, totally.
You just know he's going to get pumped down the line. And
on that
and David Gray, they all love him, but I'll be surprised if he doesn't end up fucking bagged before the end of the season.
I agree.
I would agree. And that's how your Tony Bloom is. He is the ideal man in the world football. His backroom team to come in and put the foundations. And see, like a team like Hearts, obviously, massive club, massive support. You know, if they can get him behind them, I tell you, see if I was biding down in Ibrox area for the night in my three-quarter finished stadium, I would be fucking very worried if he was to come in. I'll tell you. I'm not kidding on, but it'd be amazing. I think it'd be great for Scottish football. You know, this is what we want. This is what you want. You want teams to be improving. And listen, I know it's early days as well, but by all accounts, this manager at Aberdeen knows his onions, and I think it'd be great as well. You know, if a bit of investment goes in there and they back this guy, and the guy sort of gets Aberdeen up challenging. This is what you want. You know, I mean, you obviously want Celtic to romp the league every year, right? We all want that, but you want a challenge. You want to play good opposition, and it's a win-win for us because the way we are ran at the minute, as we say, we're just waiting on something fucking horrendous to happen to blow it all away. But as it's going at the minute, right, we don't really have anything to fear. We just need to worry about ourselves. But see if we can get a higher level of opposition playing domestically against us. It's only going to help us when you're playing in Europe. And you want Scottish football. And the stat came out last week as well. I heard it in one, I think it was driving into the game on Wednesday night, that it's official now that Scottish football is the top league in Scotland is the biggest attended league per capita in European football.
But it's still so fucking frustrating. But Jason, when you look around at the likes of Aberdeen at the minute and their ground is still half empty, and you're going, what more could your fucking team do for you constantly get this out of the house? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I've not noticed it, but are they not selling it now? Even at the start they've made.
Oh, the fuck, nah, it's not empty, but it's not full houses every week. It's insane. And just on that, what Scott was saying about a minute ago about Naismith, isn't it great to see Craig Levine on the brew again? Isn't it? There's a paragon of fucking virtue for Scottish football there. Get the likes of him out the fuck.
Aye, it's just jobs for the boys carry on into.
But carrying the same shit football from club to club.
Oh, I know.
Get the fuck.
The thing about Levine was the thing about St Johnstone. St Johnstone had a great history of giving guys a go, right? And I'm saying to you, you shouldn't be cutting your teeth at Aberdeen and Hearts and Hibs. I don't think so. But St Johnstone's a different kind of haddies, and they gave guys. I remember Steve Lomas done well by them. Tommy Wright done well by them. Owen Coyle done well by them. I mean, they gave all these guys a go. And you kind of go, what's went wrong down the line that you've ended up fucking getting it? It's as bad as Aberdeen appointing that fucking cunt Warner. Know what I mean?
Yep.
So to answer your question,
your man at St John's that won the cups. What's his name?
Callum Davidson.
Callum Davidson. He get bagged. He should have the job for life.
For life, yeah.
Yeah, what he achieved with him, all right.
I think then they replaced him with McLean, didn't they? Stephen McLean.
What was that, Scott?
I think they replaced him with Stephen McLean as well. That was another one they gave him. They gave him an intern job, and then they fucking gave him. That never ever works, does it?
No, but you're right. See, like cutting your teeth. Scott Brown's doing it the right way. You know, he went to Fleetwood Town. Now he's doing it at Ayr United. And
he's getting linked to the St Johnstone.
I know. So would you take that if you were him?
I was listening to that tonight, and I think it's an interesting one because I think Ayr United are potentially a bigger club than St Johnstone.
Really?
And
I think so much. St Johnstone.
Fuck me, paper roses.
What's that?
See, to be honest with you, right, St Johnstone's like it's a funny one, right? They've always been there or thereabouts in the top division, right? But they're never ever going to get big crowds, ever.
Ever.
A team like Ayr United could potentially get big crowds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're a proper football team. Whereas I feel bad saying St Johnstone and they're a proper football team because they have been a proper football team for years, but it just seems like Perth isn't really a football town sort of thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Whenever we used to come up on the buses up from Strand Arbor, we used to call it Airbrox.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
But I don't. You're Ayr United and Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock's a bigger team than Ayr, but they'd be quite
good rivalry. Or like fucking
the potential there. Aye, but team. See, to be honest with you, see teams like Falkirk and Dunfermline. I would say they're far bigger than St Johnstone. But for whatever reason, they've been yo-yo clubs. They've been up and down. But I would say Raith Rovers as well. Falkirk, Dunfermline, Raith, probably Greenock Morton as well. I'd say Greenock Morton are a bigger side as well. I'd put Greenock Walking up there with Parry, St Mirren. That's their derby. Two kind of very sized clubs, but they've not proper football places. You know, they're really into football. Perth's where they have the Tory Party conference every year. So that fucking Scotland, so that tells it the same thing. It just doesn't seem like a football place, but for whatever reason, they more often than not, they're in the top division. You know, I know for a good few years in Muirton Park, before they get the new stadium, they were in the second tier, but they've always been there or thereabouts, but it's kind of like a nothing team, I know.
Well, Ayr United's attendance against Partick Thistle was 3,118, and St Johnstone's attendance against Motherwell on the 31st of August was 3,629. I think, well, like I'm saying, if I was Scott Brown, I'd kind of maybe hodl in and see how this season goes, but sometimes you fucking make a cunt of things, don't you? And you kind of miss your chance. So I don't know. I mean, let's get back to Aberdeen. Aberdeen's home game against Motherwell, they had 17,155, and their capacity is 20,000. So you're almost 3,500 down on the capacity, the grunt. So, and I dare say Motherwell wouldn't have brought a lot of cunts up. You know what I mean? So
no, they would have took a few runners. So you're talking about they would have probably gave them the opportunity maybe to buy, I don't know, 1,500 tickets. So you're talking about half the capacity. So it's not a kick in the arse off it, Marty, because I was going to say I'd be surprised the way Aberdeen are going. Aberdeen would fill that stadium. You know, if they've got a good side, they'll fall in their numbers.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact. I've seen our United play in the flesh. And
how?
Because they played Donegal Celtic in a pre-season friendly about, I don't know how many fucking years ago, and we all went up and got steaming on a Saturday afternoon. It was good crack. In fact, Ludovic Roy was in nets. Remember him?
Ludovic Roy put with some on there.
He was in nets that day. You're giving them dogs of his. So that's one to watch, Jason, definitely.
So what are we thinking for Falkirk on Sunday? Many changes we talking?
Well, I can see the likes of McCann and them one's playing, surely. You know, players like that, James Forrest will start.
Let's take it for the back, right? Does the other keeper start?
I would think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I would say no.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No. Right. Defence-wise, Tony Ralston start? I think so.
Yep, Ralston.
Yeah, the Spanish fullback, I think it's a certainty to start.
Valley?
Yeah, I would so, because I want to see him.
Yeah, I think it's a certainty to start. I think Trusty will start, and I think Scales will play beside him. Give CCV that break. So that's you talking potentially 3 changes at the back.
Yep.
Right. Midfield, Bernardo comes back in,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
McGregor?
Well, I would love to give him a rest, but I think he'll definitely play.
Well, I think he's going to get a rest because he'll be during the international break. He'll not be playing, so he's had a rest.
McGregor starts with Bernardo and Engels.
And Engels, the Taddy is.
I think Engels will play because, as they say, he's only played 2 games. It's not like you're giving him a rest. That's just pointless. I think Engels will play probably with McGregor and Bernardo, but I think Luke McCowan will come on early in the second half.
Look on the screen, Jason. Look on the screen.
All going well. What's that, mate?
Look on the screen, mate.
McCann, cup tied. Luke McCann is cup tied for Sunday.
Oh, so he is. He's cup tied. Well, did they play in any of the rounds for Dundee, or was it just the group games?
Don't know.
He played.
Because if he played in group stages,
he played in all group games, and then he played in the 6-1 win over in the second round versus
it's cup tie. There you go. Aye, because that's it. If he only played in the group games, he could have played. But there you go. Aye, so he's cup tied. So fair enough. So definitely.
Well done, Gary.
Dundee play the Mogatonks tomorrow, don't they? 5:30.
Yeah. Back at Ibrox, back at their home. Imagine they get beat. That would be tremendous, man. And then I think we Jimmy Forrest starting.
Yes, definitely. Forrest will start. So he will.
Maeda will start, and I think then it's 50-50 of Kyogo or Ida.
No, I think we.
Do you know like Palmer maybe? Do you know like maybe Palmer instead of Maeda?
But that's you changing what 80% of the team.
I know.
And see can you see the thing is Falkirk or no mugs?
No.
No mugs at all. But I think what's going to go against Falkirk is they maybe played too much football. And I think it might suit us.
Was it Jerry? Was it one of our mates was saying the other day? These guys haven't been beaten in 45 matches, and while they have been at a lower league, they would be sort of on a par with Ross County or you know, and you wouldn't be making 8 changes against Ross County. I thought that was a fucking smashing point. That's a very fair point. Like you wouldn't be.
The thing is, they've not been beaten 46 or 47 league matches, because they can boot it off staying SBU at the Scottish Challenge Cup. But so I've been and see to be honest, right? I'm not kidding you on. I went and watched all the highlights of all the games this season. They play some smashing football.
Did you hear? You didn't listen to the press conference today, did you?
I did, yeah.
So it was basically just John McGlynn.
John McGlynn's his pal,
blowjob and Brendan Rodgers for fucking. Says he's the most incredible, amazing, fucking wonderful man he's ever met in his life, and fucking
genius. Call him a genius, and Rodgers went, "Let's not be using that
word. Let's not be using that."
So I mean, obviously he's been inspired by Rodgers' teams, even though he's like in a place like Falkirk, like you can only fucking deal with the dick you have. You can only buckle the balls in your bags. You know what I mean? Fuck me. So he seems to be doing a tremendous job. God bless him.
That boy, that Falkirk fan I spoke to, he was class, man. He was really good.
He was.
He was excellent.
Good chat. But again, just to go back on that point, you wouldn't be making wholesale changes against these teams. And Roger spoke about this cup, and he was going, "No, I want it. That's the first one I won here. It's special to me. Fuck it, you know."
But see, and like I said last week, I think the whole Kilmarnock beating us last year has made everybody wants to fucking win it this year. And I think the team really don't want to give 100.
Yeah,
I don't think that team wants to give 100. Don't want to give them in that full table. See, to be honest, right, and I do understand people saying you wouldn't make that many changes. However, the point of the matter is we need to be getting Trusty, Valley, Bernardo, maybe even Palmer. We need to be getting them games because we're going to use them, so we need to be getting them games. So is it a case of it's no like when we done against Morton where Neil Lennon brought in fucking 10 guys, but 10 young guys who are untried and stuff like that. I mean, Trusty's we've got to see that Trusty can do a job for us. If we know Bernardo can, we've got to see if Valley can do it. Or how do you pronounce his name? I keep getting this wrong. The Spanish boy.
It is Valley, isn't it?
Is it
Valley or something? I don't know. I think you're right.
Good. I get corrected after you, Marty, who didn't know.
No, I think it is. Or it's Valle or something like that, but for fuck's sake.
Valle. I think that's right.
You know what I mean?
I'm reading on Twitter here a wee tangent for you. St Etienne are playing away at Nice tonight.
Yep.
And they were 6-0 down at half time. And their whole support all walked out at half time and never come back. their whole support, they end up getting beat 8-0.
Fuck me. One of the storied clubs of French football.
Yeah, aye.
Always great snaps.
Yeah, yeah. They're like Coq Sportif ones and all,
Yeah, it's just real pity. So it is. C'est la vie. So, Frankie Valle will be playing on Sunday, no doubt. Ralston will be playing. Forrest will come in.
Valle.
Is it Valle? Because it was Valle. So like, well below the valley, oh green road, fucking. It's an option.
The vai.
Goodness gracious me.
The old Motherwell won the night 2-1. That seemed some. I didn't watch it, but I was looking at the stats. It looked a cracking game. They were 1-0 up against Dundee United. And Dundee United were battering them and scored with about 10 minutes to go. And then Motherwell scored an injury.
Dundee United were very, very disappointing last week.
Against the Huns, they were balls, man. I can see him not finishing the season with him.
Good. He needs to get the fuck. So he does, honestly.
I think the crowd at that game tonight was 8,000 odd. That's no bad for them. I think Dundee United 2,500 fans then the Friday night.
Not at all.
No.
But you could just see last week, like the effort that went into it was appalling. It really was. Your observation I meant to make earlier on was too. It's funny how we're always moaning about fucking teams parking the bus against us, and then that kind of works against us in Europe. Then we meet Slovan Bratislava, who play like Hearts. It was actually quite handy. Have them two matches so close together. One had an even better outcome than the
other. To just reiterate about the Slovan Bratislava game, it's just so refreshing that you're getting into a game going, we should be winning this handy, and we did. I mean, fuck me, that could catch on. I can tell you that.
Do you know what was great as well, though, Scott? It's one of the first times my wee lad gets to go to school and talk about Celtic doing well in the Champions League.
Yep.
That is good, mate. But do you think the narrative on all these shows, these narratives on the shows about Celtic are so positive in a way I don't think I've seen before?
Yeah, but I think a lot of the positivity comes from the possibility of the new Champions League kind of route. You know what I mean? The new kind of setup. I think there's something about this whole new setup that makes a team like Celtic looking this good in the early stages be exciting. You know what I mean? So it's something to talk about. It's something to kind of focus on. You know what I mean? And again, either we're on the crest of a wave or we're about to fucking get a massive fucking wake-up call once again, because I don't want to be fucking sitting here in January. I don't want to be sitting here in January and going like, do you remember when it was fucking 20th of September? We were all going, do you know what? We're second in the Champions League. Fucking let's go. Fucking
there's no point getting into that to do. I mean,
I think you've got a point, Joe, right, with the new setup. I think it is, for me, it is kind of refreshing that we don't play the same team twice, etc. And for the fact that we, on paper, have received very fucking promising home draws, so we know we're no great on the road, and the likelihood is, on paper, we should lose 3 away games, but I don't think we will, and we could potentially get something in Zagreb. On paper, I think we'll take something for at least one of the 3 tough away games. But
did you see Zagreb punted their manager?
Did they?
Aye. Sorry what happened there. Jason, sorry, did I talk?
You know, Jay? It appeared to have lost him.
He's gone. All my loving is gone. Aye, they get beat last Friday.
Well, obviously, he's still on Sky News then. But
sorry, Jay, will you cut off there, pal?
Jay, you cut off there for a second. See this?
All right. Sorry. I'm just saying there's wall-to-wall coverage now. I think that's the big difference.
Aye.
It's a media circus with the Champions League now. It wasn't when we were good before the Champions League.
Aye, that's very true as well. But there's something about the way it's going, the way it is set up this year, that it opens up the potential for a bit of a Cinderella story, right? And I know that fucking rarely happens in that level of football, right? But there's always you never know, you know what I mean? And if Celtic are kind of situated early doors as that, you never know kind of club, you know what I mean? And again, that's a big fucking, there is a fairy tale level to the club at certain points. I mean, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. I'm just saying, if things were to go exceedingly well at this stage of the Champions League, I would not be completely surprised. I mean, if we were happily and comfortably into the next stage without having to go through a playoff, I mean, it's that, and again, that will add to this kind of sort of not the mistake, but the kind of the overall positivity towards sort of Celtic's progress and the work they're doing and the things that they're doing.
So you're expecting us to finish in the top 8 now?
I said I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. That's what I said.
You wouldn't what? Sorry.
I said I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't
saying the fucking Jets are going to win the Super Bowl.
surprised. All right. I mean, what I mentioned, 3 away games that on paper we should lose, but I think we'll take something for at least one of the away games. And I'm probably getting way ahead of myself, but I think we'll take something for either Dortmund, Atalanta, or Villa away. I really think we could beat Villa. And I know they're a top team, but we do well in English opposition. They always kind of raise their game. And I could see us maybe going down there and doing something. And by that time, they might be well through. So, I don't know. But, so there. I don't really see us finishing the top 8, to be honest with you. But I'm pretty confident. I really think we'll finish in the next tier to play the playoff to get into the last 16. I don't see us get knocked out because it's interesting as well. I don't know about you, but you're taking an interest in every game now because every game affects us.
Aye, it's great, isn't it?
And you're one of shocks. So when Barcelona went down to 10 men, you're like, fuck, because you're thinking Monaco, get them fucking, and going to come back. So that's a fucking bad result for us. But there wasn't too many shocks.
No.
And most games went the way they would have kind of thought they would have went. So hopefully in the next round there's maybe at least one shot with us in Dortmund. But you're taking an interest in all the games now because they all kind of affect us, and you're no want any kind of wee teams to pull up shocks so that they get the win behind them. But a lot to play for now. It's early days, but they couldn't be any more positive.
I'm sure that was the overall plan for fucking UEFA, going like, how do we get more cunts watching the Champions League more every fucking time, every time it's on? I mean, make it and again, like it's like every time there's Champions League ties on, you're looking in to see how a team you might be playing down the lane is getting on. I mean, so it keeps you that invested in it. You're constantly watching, you're constantly looking at things. I mean, it's a refreshing way to fucking play the contest. I mean,
it's funny because I couldn't see them kind of evening it up and giving the wee guy a better chance, but they've done it, and I don't think they've done it by design. They've done it. There's obviously an ulterior motive to it, whether it's the build up to the Super League or whatever. But there's obviously method behind it for their way, and it's probably not the way that we would kind of want it, but it's kind of worked out in our favour. But it's early days yet, but all positive so far.
Superb. Anything else we got to get up? My list is now exhausted. What else did I watch here? Oh, here, fucking did you see who was in with John Joe to watch the game in Philadelphia? Jason?
No.
Kneecap.
Oh, I did see that. In fact, I did see the photo.
They were on a bit of one of them short American tours, and their first stop was Philly. It was John Joe. The photograph I get sent was John Joe, Kneecap, and your man, the comedian Shane Gillis.
I did see that. In fact,
aye.
Sean's going to see them in Saturday, I think it is. Big Sean. Where's Sean? That cunt.
Butler.
That
Butler
cunt.
going to see the Kneecap.
Yeah.
There you go.
Once again, if you haven't seen that film, get out and see it. It's phenomenal.
It's excellent. Really good, man.
And do you know what's mad about it? Right? See the likes of fucking Jimmy Bryson getting angry about this shit on fucking Twitter, right? With Kneecap. And people go like, this is a disgrace to promoting sectarianism. I always respond back going like, if you fucking dickheads cannot see the exaggerated fucking version of what they're doing, like of the fact that this exaggerated fucking West Belfast smick fucking routine that essentially is pissing you off, but they're delivering this very fucking clever and smart fucking message around language and unity and togetherness and music. Like if you fucking dickheads cannot see that they're pushing your fucking buttons, then you want to fucking start donating those brains to science lads, because it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, it's like thinking the Wu-Tang Clan are an actual fucking clan that may come and get you. I mean, Fucking ridiculous, man. But if you haven't seen Kneecap, go and see it. It's phenomenal. And most of it's filmed around West Belfast.
Brilliant. Very well indeed.
Right, what else we got? Anybody else? Any fucking news? We are approaching 2 hours here.
Yeah.
Or are we gonna hold on a second? I'm not too quick with the fucking fucking
Wrap it up the fuck.
There you go. All right, hold on a second. Hold on. We've got to add to our musical fucking our snippets. Some more interesting stuff.
Right, I have to nip off because I have to go to do daddy cabs here. So God bless every last fucking one of yous, man.
Good man, Marty.
We're
Flynn.
jolly green giants walking the fucking earth at the minute.
We are, and just imagine we didn't mention Marty's name today. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, is Liam Scales as Jesus. So and he's definitely working on the beard. He's between Ginger Jesus and Hans Klopak at the minute.
It's honestly, right, and I don't want to put any badness on his name, but it's one of the worst beards I've ever seen.
Did you see the picture of him when he got his man on a match award? And he looks like the wee kid in the class in the school, you know, who never wins anything but got an award. He was just this wee grin on his fucking face, like, you know. The wee kid that gets like the fucking on the sports day they give him something. Give him something.
Most improved player.
Most improved. Best teammate.
The spirit of sports day.
That's exactly what it was fucking like. God bless Liam Scales. Right, I'm off.
Take it easy, bro.
Man, see you later, Paul.
Slam.
In fairness, Liam Scales was getting some fucking plaudits on the BBC Scotland podcast as well. It's brilliant. Like, we're busy saying, like, what a story this guy's had. Come from fucking Shamrock Rovers, came to Celtic, kind of didn't really fucking work out the way he thought it was going to work out. Got a lot of fucking stick. Ended up going to Aberdeen, being a fucking decent player there, coming back, and then just kind of not really being in the picture. And then getting, if I remember, it was Abrax where he first got his fucking big chance. And next thing it was off to the races. It's like, I mean, fucking, and like, what they were saying on the podcast was like, this shows you that this is a young lad with a lot of fucking character, because like, weak people don't make that happen. I mean,
aye, a lot of character and a lot of kind of determination and application. You know, he's worked really hard at his game. He's obviously great mentors, and he's just riding the crest of a wave, and long may it continue. I mean, I've always liked him. You know, I've never thought he's a world beater, but he's getting better and better. And your man, the American lad that they signed, he's going to have a job in his hand to take the jersey off him.
I do think it's going to be an issue, right? But here's the thing about Scales, right? Because of the stick that he's got, right, and you know, kind of the journey that he's been on. See, when he plays really well, everybody's like, fuck me, that guy's done really well. Like, it's a massive surprise, but he does it consistently, right? Now, in fairness, there are some mistakes. There are times you're going like, I mean, but the thing is, even if there's a slight drop-off on his best performances, that's when he starts hitting shit. I mean, as people start saying, oh, fucking, well, he's not really that good. I mean, so there's a bit of an attitude issue there towards him, I think, from some people.
Who doesn't make mistakes, you know? And see, another thing, he's fit constantly. Never had an injury. You know, he's just constantly fit and always there. He's 110%. Absolutely brilliant. Jason Maloney will just be lying with a banger out in there. Just brilliant, man. Brilliant. It's a fairy tale, and God love him. He's been amazing for us, and I think we've been amazing for him. But absolutely brilliant. I mean, scoring in the Champions League and putting you one up in the Champions League, it doesn't get much better. You know, fucking unbelievable. You look at Adam Ida before he came and loaned to us last year. Look what he's achieved at Celtic already. Winning the cup final, scoring in the Champions League, scoring against Robert Ibrox. Last winner against them in the cup final. Just the important goal against Motherwell, the penalties against Hibs. What he's achieved for us already. You know, and he's hardly in the door. Amazing. Just just things are just fucking amazing at the minute watching Celtic. So it is.
I mean, looking at the other night on Wednesday, I mean, there's only one thing I can think of that I could be critical of, and that was the fucking Greg Taylor clearance that led to the goal. Other than that, I can't think of anything that actually went wrong.
My performance.
Game as well. I thought Taylor had a great game.
Scott's performance.
My performance. I lived in the team. I can't wait to get back to the game and fuck it. So there's a fella that sits beside me, Celtic Park, and he's got a season ticket, but he only traps for European games and like Huns games. He stays in London. And do you remember the game we battled the Huns? Obviously, you remember the midweek game we battled the Huns 3-0 under Ange. And everybody was plastered, right? Everybody was fucking miraculous, man. And I'm floating about with a bottle of wine and a bottle of Mad Dog in my pocket, right? And fucking stinking drunk. So the next week, my missus took my season ticket, and your man was there, and so she's sitting there, and the guy, and eventually he turned and he went, "So do you know the fella who usually sits there?" And she's like, "It's my husband." He's like, "He was very drunk at that last game." So he must think I'm a fucking cabbage, man. Oh, man.
As long as you're enjoying yourself, Scott, that's what it's all about.
Life is for living. Life is for like memories being made. Well, no, not really memories, but I mean, moments for other people.
Are you due a brief for Dortmund?
I don't know. Wait and see.
One away, right? You know the script. You've heard me moan about this before about the away ticket stuff. So I generally get to one European game a season, one away game a season, but I've no had a one off of Celtic since we beat fucking Lazio.
You've no got it in your record.
So I've no got any record, whereas all my mates have all got records and they take tickets every game, so their record never goes down because they're taking every one,
right.
Even if they're going or no. So I'm never. So I had one. And this season, they've cut fucking hundreds of people's and so they've took mine off me, haven't they? They've took my one off me. And this year, Borussia Dortmund, it's 1 out of 8.
So one.
I mean, I was like, fucking hell. So I've moved, but I should be sound, but I'm kind of, as obviously, I'm fucking chasing briefs left, right, and centre. Same as every cunt. I'm looking forward to it. It fucking kind of creeped up quick. It's only a fucking week Monday, maybe. You know what I mean?
Oh, we got the London for Skip. I know he's enjoying himself in Lisbon at the minute. He did the wee Berlinense tour about the Stadio Nacional at some point. I think he's there for about 5 days, you know.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
And
so he's fucking old man river, isn't he?
9 o'clock last night he was in his bed. What the fuck? But anyway, he'll be enjoying it. But I got the rundown on one of our chat. His Dortmund trip. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't take that half-hour time me to go. I think he's in Dortmund for about 6 hours.
Oh, he's getting a train straight after the game to Bochum.
It says 6 hours in Dortmund. What? Then he's got a train for there to Amsterdam, to Manchester, then a train up the road. I says, who you got on me? Myself. For fuck's sake. He's never getting a job with Higgins Travel, I'll tell you that.
I'm still waiting on fucking Ryanair pulling my plug, man. I'm not celebrating nothing yet because fucking mine's an easy peasy one. Do you know what I mean? Apart from fucking a good few hours in that Stansted airport, I'm in Glasgow, Edinburgh, London, Dortmund. Same going there and coming back. Do you know what I mean?
So we booked Atalanta. We've got a cracking deal. Digs and flights, 210 quid.
Fantastic.
Flying Edinburgh first thing on Tuesday morning to Gatwick, then Gatwick to Milan Linate, and then it's 40 minutes in the train. Come on.
Yeah. Brilliant, man.
Leave Bergen 1 afternoon. The train from Malpensa, which is a bit of a ball like it's 2 hours. You need to change it. Milan Central. And then for Malpensa to Luton, then Luton to Edinburgh, back again at 9:30 Thursday night. So 5 days for the digs and the flights, £210. Happy days.
That's excellent, man.
Like
I said to you last week, I'm never going back to Italy for a game of football. Italy and Spain are done with me. I'm no going back. But that's great, mate. And I'm looking forward to doing my review at Atlanta, because I'll be honest, I don't know lots about them considering how good they've been the last fucking 10 years. I don't really know. And I was listening to Andy Brasso, and he was saying they've really had an unwanted summer in terms of they ended up selling loads of guys that they didn't really want to sell. Like that Cook Miners who went to Juventus. I don't think they wanted to punt them. And there's been a loads of ins and outs. And I mean, the game was on in the Boozer last night when I was out. But Arsenal looked like they fucking set up just to defend, you know what I mean? But it'll be interesting. Like I say, I'm looking forward to just getting a handle on where they are. Because see, Dortmund, I can't place Dortmund now because obviously they beat Heidenheim by a few last week, but they gear up lots of goals. Club Brugge will be spewing that they never at least scored against them. I mean, there was a point. Kobo had a great game. Kobo's ended up proving himself to be a world-class keeper. So he is. He's excellent, Gregory Kobo. But defence-wise, guys that I thought were going to be really good for him, like Slaughterback and Sula, haven't really kicked on. Do you know what I mean? So I think if we do it right, we've got a chance. But their attack is fucking a million times better than Bratislava's. Do you know what I mean? So, that is what it is. We can talk about it near the time,
Aye, no, definitely about kind of what an atmosphere. Plus the away allocations come out. Is it 3,500 we're getting for it?
3,600 was it? Aye,
3,600. Aye, pretty good.
It'll be a buzzing atmosphere. I think we'll bring the best out of the Dortmund fans as well.
Aye.
See the Dortmund. I mean that yellow. See the thing is, so I've told you this before. See when my mates come off for the Huns game, they come off for the Clint Hill game. Remember Clint Hill scored against us.
Draw.
And then he killed Griffiths. So 8 of them come off for that, and they were all sitting up with us. And obviously we went 1-0 up. And my mate Andre says it's the loudest atmosphere I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, fuck off, you're in the yellow wall. And he says, but see in the yellow wall, it's just us singing. The rest of the rest of the stadium doesn't sing. He says, but yous have scored in the places and the singing's electric and all that. And I'm kind of going, does it happen every week? And he's going, no, I appreciate that, same as us. But obviously the yellow was the fucking magic, right? That's where I go when I go. And the atmosphere's fucking buzzing, do you know what I mean? And I reckon with the party heat's on, I reckon it'll be one of the fucking great nights. Imagine Celtic could get something for it, man. Fuck. Oh, the hair's just been up the back of my neck,
Yeah, we'll have tons in there end as well, because I know loads that's already got tickets for in there.
Hundreds.
So
and
many do reckon, but 10,000 Celtic fans will go there, I reckon.
I think you're getting back to that. I reckon you're talking about 7,000-8,000. Aye,
7 or 8. Aye.
Like you say, there'll be plenty in the German end. There's loads of German Celtic fans out there that'll all be fucking. And Germany's got a better attitude in terms of away fans sitting in with. Do you know what I mean? Because I remember going to an Ingolstadt game and we were standing in the standing section, which I thought would have been a no-go. And fucking there was 2 Wolfsburg, Werder Bremen fans sitting with us, standing with us, do you know what I mean? And I was like, fuck me, that's a bit fucking mad, you know what I mean? When every time I've been on, there's always fucking away fans. They'll sit in their boozers and all that, so there'll be plenty of Celtic fans in their end, and it's going to be a great trip, man.
Aye, definitely.
And we fucking owe them. We owe them, Jason. So we fucking do. We've never fucking... Never put them out, have we? No. Yes. No.
He's gone again, is he? Jesus.
Right. I think that's fucking it anyway, innit?
Are we going to... I need to get this fucking...
Wrap it up the fuck.
There you go. Goes to Marty's friend.
On.
I can't stop these fucking things sometimes, can you? You're back, Jabo. Back? Hello? We always love the end of the high, folks.
You see me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, sneak in.
Hello, Margaret. We can hear you.
Hello,
Just,
hello.
just we might wrap up the fuck in a
I'm
second.
just
Anything else
watching
you-
a video there on the computer about the Slovan Bratislava fans getting melted inside McCool's.
Did you see it? I see the
There's
poor
a
lad.
quick video that's took right next to the bit where they tried
Aye.
to steam in one it.
Of course, send that on to us, J-Bo. I want to see that.
I seen it
It's
today.
on-
So that
It's on the huddle board. See if you look on the front page of the huddle board. It
Yeah,
says
I'm there.
Slovak fans getting melted in McCool's.
Right, okay.
One lad gets absolutely scalded.
Right, is that us?
I think that's us. I
That's
think that's us done. Be back next week. Talking about Falkirk. And yeah. Good vibes, folks. Normally the podcasts are longer when the shit to complain about, but there's nothing to complain about.
Exactly. Aye.
It's all rosy ends of garden.
all right.
Right. So enjoy the good times, folks.
Have a great weekend, people.
Hail, hail, brothers.
All right, troops. Hope your team wins.
Shalom.
Finish that wee YouTube thing, Joe, before